when you work with people, okay? When you're on stage, they need to feel like you are safe and that they are safe, okay? Yesterday at Chin Chin's show, a lot of people got distracted by that little bit of flame sitting on the stage. Did anybody have that?
Yep.
Right? So you're sitting there and he's doing this wonderful thing and you're like, holy moly, is that thing ever, is that gonna go to something other trick or what is that, right? You watched that flame because all of a sudden you're thinking, am I gonna be doing the sombrero hat to get the fire out? No? Yes?
Yep.
Yep.
When you are on stage and there is a break down to the audience, if you come too close to it, people get worried you're going to fall off it. Or if you make a thing like this and you're coming down stage and you're moving so fast, they think, oh my gosh, you forgot about the step off. Right?
Brian could, yeah.
Exactly. The other night was a perfect example. Great things, lots of wonderful stuff happening where you're helping the kid up, you're helping the rolling onto stage, everything else like that. Great fun. As soon as that guy
Till somebody
fell,
gets hurt.
everybody in the audience did this. Right?
Not me.
Well, no, because you're a heartless man, Brian. We were just talking about that at
I saw him
breakfast.
smiling, so I knew he was okay.
Yeah, but that's a different thing. If magicians are sort of like, we'll let it rock and roll. Most of the audience, and if your trust is broken with the audience, it's a long time to get them back, right? With Chin Chin, I thought he was brilliant because, when he did that, I was sitting there thinking, you pig!
Yeah.
Right? Like he set himself up so beautifully, like this, right? And he's like, and I'm thinking, oh Lord, get rid of that before you start talking. He set himself up so lovely because I bought the fact, he swallowed a cat halfway through the thing. And then he, the thing, that's beautiful staging. He makes himself look not professional to set up the joke. And sometimes when you're doing magic, the advantage of being a woman and doing magic is, if I'm doing a trick with a guy, they really do tend to think that perhaps I don't know what I'm doing. So if I do that magician, and then I show them the shoes, and when I do like Magician in Trouble, you can't believe how many people want to save me just because they don't want me in trouble. They just, and it's like, no, it's the fault. Don't tell me what it is. But I have to risk, and the more I risk looking like an idiot, the better the payoff is. Right? You talk about the fall that a character can do. So the more boastful I am, the more proud I am, the more sure of myself I am, the bigger the fall I have. Do you understand that? So when I say, here, pick a card, right? And I say, look into my eyes. And I say, the 4 of clubs. And you say, no. And I'm like, oh, crap. I have to have that setup where I am risking. I'm risking my ego, I'm risking my reputation, I'm risking all those things so that I can have a great fall, right? And the payoff at the end of that is when I finally am victorious, I do the wiregram. I get this great piece of wire like this. It'll tell me everything. 4 of hearts. And they look, and I'm like, 4 of hearts, and they go, no. There is a moment in that trick that you have to figure out for yourself. Because we all come in with our own characters. But we all know that feeling of not getting it right. Being caught with our fingers in the cookie jar, standing up in front of all your colleagues and saying the answer is 42, and the person saying no, and you're like, Where did I go wrong? You need to feel that little emotion of, you know how the embarrassment starts coming up here? That's what you need to feel. And you need to set it up so that when you live your life, just there is a chopstick opportunity there to reach in and grab that little microsecond of where you are caught. If you can bring that into your performance, they believe it an awful lot more. Do you understand what I mean? When you're living your life, you know, and you're going through everything, what happens is there is a second when you have tripped up that it shows on your face. Okay? And people usually run over that moment. It's like stepping on a rake. You know that whack feeling, right? That's the moment you have to let sit there for a second and run over, right? Ah, it's the Four of Spades. No, it's not. Crap, right? But most people don't, when they've been caught, they don't do this. They don't read it so much on their face. It's very subtle. It's very, very subtle. They just sort of go, oh, shit. And then they try to pave over it.
When you do a magic trick, like let's say a stand a card or some same trick,
Yeah.
what's the difference between when you do it as a clown and a normal person?
You know what?
Makeup.
That depends on my audience. That depends on my audience. That also depends on what I'm reading. If it's just you and I doing it, I might set you up. I might set you totally up. Because you may want to prove me wrong. So I might go for a real big fall from me. So at the end of it, you've got to say, oh my gosh, that clown knew what she was doing. Because I might feel from you, I don't like clowns.
Wow.
I don't know why. You know, and
It's the shoes.
it's the shoes.
And all those people in that car. And
Exactly, but it's so much
Hey, we save
cheaper
on gas.
Yeah, we save on gas.
Okay.
If you don't know your audience, you're hooped, right? If you go in with a lot of mentalism stuff and you're in the middle of a 3, 4, 5-year-old party, you're hooped. You're hooped, right? When I was thinking about what Philemon did and how he entered, right? Usually they say if you enter from this side and you come in this way, people are used to reading this. So this is a very comfortable eye movement for people. When you come in from this side, right, it's opposite to the way we read. So they sort of read it as unusual. Or if you're a villain, come in from this side, right? Most of the people that did their stuff head downstage on a diagonal. He didn't. He had the fugue going. He walked with great precision across, right? Got to center stage. So you're all watching him. He's got the focal point. He came to center stage, right? Turned, came down. He has your full attention by that point. And he has told you everything that he wants you to know about how he is as a character. We all have basic characters. A lot of us, when we do magic, it's sort of similar to, you know, what Steve would be like, just regular. You know, you don't put a lot of airs on. You don't do a lot. Some of us do the fumbling, bumbling person. If you do the fumbling, bumbling person, you need to be very precise and with great clarity why you're doing your actions. You can be the most addle-minded person in the world, but when you're doing magic, it's only your character that's confused, never your actions. You know exactly why you can't find the room. You know exactly why you have to go back over. You know exactly why. There is a reason why every time you move on stage, you are moving. Because otherwise, if you just start wandering around like this and talking, people are like you're filling their mind with garbage. They're sitting there thinking, when is that person going to land? What are they going to do? Why are they doing that? What are they looking for? Why are they so lost? Who the heck's driving this boat? right? They get worried about the fact that you are not a professional, that you are not reliable, that they are going to be embarrassed because you are going to be embarrassed. So everything you do as a magician on a stage, and I don't care if you're walking out of somebody's broom closet, you are on stage. You are doing a performance, you have to have full energy, people are paying you, or even if they're not, they're at least giving you their attention. Remember, it's an honor to do performance for people. They're letting you into their lives. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's a wonderful thing for me to connect. Upstairs in the, I think it was the Indigo Lounge or something, they have on the back of the door that comes out of the kitchen, smile, you're about to go on stage. Right? Which brings up a very excellent point, which is, you know, if I, okay, imagine Philemon's entrance. Okay? I'm Philemon. Right? You're sitting there thinking, yeah, right. From the moment, in fact, you know what? You need to back yourself up a couple feet, because by the time you hit that curtain where people can see you, and remember they can see you a lot earlier than you think, because there's always an angle. And so if you're sitting there like this, adjusting or whatever you're doing, you're not reading as the character. You want to do something, but you need to be, as soon as there's a possibility, you need the momentum and you need your character in full gear. You cannot wait until you're 2 feet on stage to have it click in. You can't like, I am ready. Oh. You can't, Philemon, and I'm here to do the coloring book. It's not going to happen for you.